There were plenty of reasons why CM Punk had to walk out of SummerSlam as World Heavyweight Champion, whether or not Seth Rollins was planning to pull off the swerve of the century, as many fans had been speculating in the weeks leading up to the event. In fact, there were just as many reasons why Rollins needed to cash in on Punk specifically, unlike his failed mid-match attempt at Night of Champions or his legendary heist of the century at WrestleMania 31. Simply put, everything that unfolded in SummerSlam's main event and in its aftermath had to happen exactly the way it did, both from a storytelling standpoint and from the perspective of Seth Rollins' in-universe kayfabe motivations. Gunther vs. CM Punk was unlike most modern main events. It was a complete, standalone match, hard-hitting, competitive, and free of overbooked chaos or referee bumps. It felt like a throwback to wrestling's classic roots, with pure underdog babyface versus dominant heel psychology at its core. The match delivered a satisfying and emotional payoff that could have closed the show all on its own. And that's exactly what made Rollins' cash-in so impactful. It didn't interrupt the action mid-match, like WrestleMania 41's chaos in the triple threat between Roman Reigns, Rollins, and Punk. Instead, SummerSlam built tension slowly, keeping fans guessing right until the very end. At WrestleMania, the audience knew something was bound to happen, just not exactly what. At SummerSlam, the uncertainty was real, and the emotional whiplash even greater. From a psychological perspective, the night took fans on a masterfully crafted ride, and at its heart, that's exactly what professional wrestling is supposed to do. CM Punk was never going to hold a world title for as long as Seth Rollins was still breathing, or so the visionary had vowed. But instead of stopping Punk before the gold was his, Rollins, with the guidance of his oracle Paul Heyman, devised something even more sinister and far simpler. In true Rollins fashion, always a few moves ahead, he waited until Punk had the championship in his grasp, then ripped it away moments later. Why? First, it was far more emotionally devastating to shatter Punk's victory after the fact. Second, physically, it was an easier hit. Punk was already battered and bruised after going to war with the ring general. And third, by striking after the bell, Rollins ensured that the loser of the match, Gunther, in this case, was no longer a factor. Of course, even with all his talk about visions and oracles, Rollins can't literally see the future within kayfabe, but it sure looked like he planned it perfectly. Given his pettiness, it wouldn't be surprising if Rollins had been willing to wait months just to ruin Punk's big moment. As for why Rollins removed himself from WWE television for weeks beforehand, the explanation is simple. He had made too many enemies too fast and found himself in the crosshairs of multiple rivalries. Why risk being taken out when, as Mr. Money in the Bank, you have the power to pick your moment? Now, with Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed as his insurance policy, the architect may have placed an even bigger target on his back. But the real question is, will his enemies actually unite if the World Heavyweight Championship is the ultimate prize? Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest breakdowns, match analyses, and shocking WWE story twists. We want to hear from you. Was Rollins' cash-in the ultimate betrayal or pure genius? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and join the debate. And if you love wrestling drama, share this video with your fellow fans to keep the discussion alive.